So now you can see again our, mashallah, excellent infrastructures of NMR. So we have the center of NMR, and this center we have the machine of 600. This is very, very expensive. We have 400 NMR machine, and we have also 500. So 400, 500, and 600, and all has the same idea. So to run the analysis, you just need to put your sample. So this is a sample which prepared in deuterated solvent. Deuterated solvent means the hydrogen is substituted by deuterium. That's why deuterated solvent is very expensive. So you dissolve the sample, and it must be in clear solution, as you can see. And the good amount for NMR, of course, is 500 milligram. But if you have less until microgram, still you can get analysis using this machine. So you dissolve the sample in deuterated solvent, and this is the size. Then you put the sample like this. So this is to control the size of the sample. Then you put the sample here in the NMR machine. Then you start on the computer, and it will run the NMR in automatically. Since now 500 and 600 machines both are busy, I will do the analysis in the 400 machine, and I will show you how to do it quickly. So again, you control the size by using this one. So I use this. Okay. So now this way. Then you see which place is empty. Here is number 12 is empty. So I put the sample on number 12. Then I go to the computer where I can start the analysis. So you say here new study, and then it depends. What would you like to do? Is it proton? We usually start with proton to see the sample. So we click by proton. Then after that you click the number of the sample, which is 12. Then you choose a solvent. So solvent, for example, in this case is CDCl3. So you click CDCl3. Then you go to and now you put the information, sample name, for example, Hisham, and it is number 1. Then you go to double click here. Then you get the number of scans. So you choose the number of scan according to the concentration. So if you have 5 milligram, then it is enough to have 16 scans, then save. And it is already clicked here, number 12. Then everything is fine. Then you just say submit. So when you do submit, the machine will take the sample. Now you can see that it's changed from green color to this violet color, which means that it is in the queue to be processed. Then after the sample is finished in the NMR, then we will process the spectra. So now we will get the spectra of NMR, the spectra of LC-MS, the spectra of LC-MS. It means that we get the all spectroscopic analysis. Then we can sit with the spectra and do the structure elucidation. Then the story is finished. We take the sample, of course. This all is in connection with bioassay test. So that's all. I will explain in the next lecture the interpretation of spectroscopic analysis. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I hope you have enjoyed with the science. Hello again, everybody. So now I'm going to show you the NMR of the other machine, and the idea is to see how the machine take our sample. So mashallah, we have very good infrastructure. So this is the sample, as I told you before, and now I measure it. Then I go to fix it in the machine. So I put it in number 2. Of course, when you come here to the NMR, then you shouldn't have any metals, like cards, phones, etc. Right? So if you go to the machine, this is the spectra of our previous sample. So you can see here, if you would like to know the interpretation, I will explain it in another lecture. So I will go to new study. So new study, and I put my sample in number 2. So this is number 2. Then I will choose what kind of analysis I am going to do. Usually we start with proton, but this if you need carbon, and this if you need two-dimensional like COSY or HMBC or HSQC. So this is the simple one, proton, carbon, and this is the two-dimensional NMR. So I will choose proton. Then you will double click here in order to get the parameter. So I will start with how many scans, since the sample is concentrated, then number of scans is 8 is enough. So I would say show time, it is 38 seconds, then I will save it. Then you will come here to the other parameter, what kind of solvent is DIMSU, then you write the name of the sample, so I write Hisham 1R. So now everything is fine, so the solvent and the name of the sample and the number of scans. It means the sample is ready to be submitted to the machine. So and it is in number 2, you can see here, then I would say submit. Now you can see the color is changed to yellow. It means that, and it says here location accepted. It means everything is fine. Now you can see something very funny. So see how the machine will take your sample. So first the machine go to take the reference sample from the machine. So it goes to the machine to take it out and to put it in its place. Look, mashallah, something really funny. So it will put in the machine. Right. So this is the reference sample. After that, it will go and take our sample. Of course, as you know, this is the machine, and it is 400 megahertz, and it contains a magnet inside. And that's why this machine is so much expensive. So it is usually several million for 400. Now we take our sample from number 2, this way, to put it inside, and then it will be exposed to the magnetic field, and it will start to the scan. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye to the sample. So it will start the scanning of the sample, then it will be run, and you will get the spectra as usual. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again in the next lecture with the interpretation. Bye-bye.